Welcome back to Fox Weather as we are continuing to track severe storms that will be rolling through the plains with all modes of severe weather possible this evening. This is a pretty big deal. It's a level 4 out of 5 risk. We've had a couple of these so far this year, and every time we've had one, it's turned out to be a very significant severe weather outbreak. Now, what you're looking at here is what we like to call the quiet before the storm. The air is in the process of destabilizing. You see how there aren't a huge amount of clouds around. At least some sun is getting through, I guess is the point I'm trying to make, and that heats up the ground, and that makes it a little bit more easy for the air to rise once these storms start to fire up. And the more violently the air can rise, the stronger the updrafts, the bigger the storms, sometimes the stronger the tornadoes, the bigger the hail. You catch my drift. I think it's going to get pretty nasty here within a couple of hours. I'd say within about 2 hours from now, we'll have this area filling in with some nasty thunderstorms. I'll take you on a radar tour in just a second, but I want to get you the overall idea here. This is a pretty typical spot to see severe weather this time of year. I know we've had some weird stuff going on, you know, like up in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes at points over the last couple of days. But what we're looking at here over the next several days is going to be a severe weather outbreak that gradually gets a little bit farther toward the east and southeast as we go from today to tomorrow to Tuesday. So it's going to be a couple days in a row here. We already had the first night of severe weather last night, which was, of course, farther toward the south. It ended up being a lot of hail. This is tonight's outbreak, the forecast for it. And you can see some of the spots that are going to be in the level 4 risk. Oklahoma City in a level 3 risk, by the way. That's no slouch. Topeka, you guys are in the level 3 as well. But Wichita out toward Dodge City, it's going to be pretty rough stuff in between there as we get into the next couple of hours. So the tornado watch that's out right now is for parts of western Nebraska, northwestern Kansas, and northeastern Colorado. So there's a couple different sectors of this whole storm system, right? You've got the northwestern sector, which is this one. We already had the confirmed tornado, which is not confirmed anymore, but it was at points over the last half an hour to 45 minutes. That was just east of Denver. We've got a batch of some severe storms that's going on near Wichita and then east of Tulsa. And then we also just kind of have this area in here where the worst of the storms are likely to be over the next several hours. They haven't fired up quite yet, and that's why you're not seeing a tornado watch that's been issued. I'd imagine we'll probably get a tornado watch out for that region within the next hour to an hour and a half, if I had to guess. If I was a betting man, that's what I would say. This tornado watch, by the way, it's in effect until 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 o'clock Central Time, whatever you want to call it. Let me show you what's going on the radar right now. We've had some big storms with some very high cloud tops that have been producing some large hail. Golf ball-sized hail, we've had a bunch of reports of that along and east of I-44 here. These have gotten pretty well east of Tulsa now, starting to enter parts of Missouri and Arkansas. So I-49 around Fayetteville and north of there, be prepared for that. Joplin, you could get some of these storms too. Looks like maybe the majority of the big hail, at least with this initial batch, farther toward your south and southeast. Wichita is actually under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. This is a fast-moving storm. It's not going to be there for very long. And by the way, once this moves through, you guys aren't done yet because the main batch of storms has not actually fired up quite yet. But yeah, you look at the radar, and we've got a radar pretty much right there in town. So part of that storm is being shrouded by that a little bit. But we're looking at some large hail, some downbursts that could be producing some wind on the order of 60 miles per hour. And we still have that tornado warning that's east of Denver. Not seeing a huge amount of rotation in that anymore, but there were some reports of damage, like a mobile home that was overturned and some pretty big pine trees that were snapped. Again, that was farther toward the west here, just for some perspective. That was a little bit east of Denver.